Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam and I'm a non-gamer.
And we are Love to Hate, where we help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at Unrest by Pandasaurus Games.
Unrest is a two-player asymmetrical game in which one player will be playing as the Empire, trying to hold on to different districts, and the other player will play as the Rebellion, trying to overthrow the Empire's control over those districts. In this game, one player will be playing cards, while the other player will be playing tokens to impede the other player's card-playing abilities. How this game works is, one player will be playing cards from a deck of cards. You'll draw cards every turn, and you'll have to choose which cards that you're going to be playing on 2 of the 5 different districts that are in this game. You have to indicate which districts that you'll be trying to attack or persuade, and then you will be playing a hand of cards either face up or face down, and then the Empire player will decide on which of 4 tokens they will be playing. They'll play 2 tokens in one round, and then the 2 tokens that they didn't use in the first round will be the 2 tokens they have to use in the second round before they get to refresh all 4 of their tokens to be used again. The tokens that the Empire player are going to be using are going to allow them to be able to block certain cards, to destroy certain cards, or to divert the cards that the Rebellion player is playing to other districts that maybe they didn't want those cards to have to go to. Ultimately, what this game boils down to is that the Rebellion player is trying to secretly try to overthrow certain districts by meeting certain requirements that are detailed before the beginning of the game, whereas the Empire player is just basically doing anything that they can to thwart the Rebellion's chances at trying to disrupt the unit and maintain status quo. If the Rebellion player is able to overthrow a certain number of districts before the game ends, then they will win the game. And if the Empire can keep them from doing that, then the Empire will win the game. And that's all there is to this one. Now, Sam, let's get to straight pros and cons with this game. So this is an asymmetrical game, which will be clear, we do not play asymmetrical games here on Love to Hate, simply being that those tend not to be the kind of games that you would play ever with a non-gamer.
Yeah.
But this is a bit of a different kind, right? Because this isn't super heavy. It's not a very complicated game. You do have 2 very different roles in this game, but neither one are very heavy. What was it like for you trying to wrap your mind with the asymmetry with this game?
I mean, it took a little bit, but I ultimately understood what I was supposed to be doing. I do feel like there's a little bit of take that with it. Maybe that's how I felt about it. So I think with a non-gamer, you have to just be cognizant of that because it does kind of take away a little bit from the game.
Sure.
I think I felt like I was doing really good, and then...
Yeah, this game is all about thwarting the other person's plans.
So I think it really depends on what kind of gamer you're playing with, because if they're extremely competitive, you know, going for the throat, it's not gonna be fun for a non-gamer. But there is, you know, if the gamer just wants a non-gamer to kind of learn new games and interact with them, then I think that it can be really fun for both. It's easy enough understanding wise. I think it just depends on the personalities that you have playing. Yeah.
And I will throw in there too that I think that there is a certain level of tacticalness that is important with this game, just being crafty and depending on which side you're playing from, right? Like if you are the Rebellion player, you want to manage your cards well, because if you don't do that well, then you're not going to overthrow the districts that you need to, or you're going to run out of time to be able to do it. So there's a certain level of craftiness, and then if you're playing as the Rebellion player, you know, you got to be very careful because you only have 4 tokens that you can use. So there's not a whole lot of choices that you've got available to you. But what I do think this game does really well is it provides opportunities to be sneaky in this game, right? Like as the Rebellion player, you're getting to play cards face down occasionally, and then there are times when you want to play cards face up. So like there's some craftiness with that that I think makes this game really interesting, really unique. What was your experience like with that?
Yeah, I think just from a non-gamer's perspective, I guess a non-gamer who's played a lot of games, I understood what I was supposed to do. But I think if you have a brand new non-gamer, that
Yeah.
doesn't play a lot of strategy games or things like that, then you really are going to need to be patient and kind of, maybe have like a easy first round
Yeah.
and then go forward with that.
I think this is a kind of game that you may struggle with the first time you play it, but then you might learn a lot in the second time you play it and experience a lot of growth in this one and find new ways to do better in this game.
I think the time allotted for it is good for a non-gamer, because even if they're not quite understanding it, the game is over pretty quickly, and then you can start over with a little bit more clarity.
Yeah, the box says 10 to 20 minutes, and I think that's 20 minutes maybe the first time you play it, and then once you get used to it, you're going to be flying through this game. So yeah, I think you're exactly right, but it definitely feels like a fuller game experience than maybe what most 10-minute games probably feel like. So small box, but yet big feel with the game on this one. And ages 10 and up, and I think that's maybe pretty accurate because, again, this isn't a very complicated game. So I think you're going to be able to play this with a lot of different people, even a lot of different kids. So ultimately, I think it's a really good game. What would you say? Is it one to recommend playing with non-gamers?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. The game is Unrest. It is from Pandasaurus Games. Leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you think about this game.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.